Nate
What up?
Rosenberg.
Yeah, is it Nate Rosenberg? Oh, yeah, Rosenberg, that guy. Yeah.
Is this that 20 seconds that you were talking about, Matt? The exciting part?
That was no. We've already had that 20 seconds. You've
Oh, we
you
did.
completely missed it.
Actually, dude, I have been waiting. I'm excited about this. I have been waiting 3 days. I've heard a story, and I need some details. I heard about the Thrilla in Placentia, the bloodbath in the bounce house. What happened?
Oh, I was like, where's he going with this?
Yeah, I know. Penny said it was so gross.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't there for it. I mean, I only saw the aftermath. I don't think any of the parents were there for it. They me and Debbie were standing in Nathan's living room and watching the screen, singing along to karaoke, if I remember correctly. And then I hear dad, and I look over and Frankie's standing by the bathroom door, and his face just has blood pouring down his head. And yeah, looked like he had just been in a bare knuckle fisted brawl. And who knew the Budrow girls were so vicious?
Yeah, dude, seriously.
No, I think it was.
I believe it was a neighbor kid, actually. From the story I heard, is a neighbor kid swung a purse, and that's what hit him in the face. Is the story
I was told.
I heard a hoodie and it was a zipper.
Yeah, it was the zipper on I think Jules's jacket or something like that. That was in the
Yeah.
Well,
It's so great to hear your daughter tell the story because,
Yeah.
she knows who did it, but we don't blame them. And nobody's mad at anybody. And it wasn't the sweatshirt's fault. Nobody was at fault at all, but she told me every single detail about it.
Well, the thing that freaked me out is Frankie's sitting there bleeding, but there's no other kid. I'm thinking like they banged heads, something, like, so I'm like, I yelled at Debbie. I said, go out and look for another injured kid because,
He was laying in the bushes.
Well, they were outside. We were all, they were out around the corner in the trampoline or, wherever they were, so, but, no, that's fine. He's fine. It was,
Nice.
it was a little gash and it was just, but there was quite a lot of blood.
He's a bleeder.
Yeah. One of the thin spots on your forehead, it's going to bleed a little bit.
Well, if he ever gets into UFC, that's his first ding, dude. They're going to aim for that spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for the amount of blood that I saw and the amount of panic that I saw, and not from him, there's a lady that lives across the street that came over here and she came running to Portia and she goes, "You're a nurse, aren't you? Come here, you have to see this." And like it was like so much panic. I expected it to be like a stitches situation.
Mhm.
And then I saw him like half an hour later and it looked like a scratch.
No, it was it was underneath his hair. You know what I mean? Like it was up in his hairline.
Mm.
So it was kind of hard to see what it was, and I was having a hard time finding it at first. But once I got all the blood, cleared off his face, it was easier to find it. But yeah, no, it was fine. It was nothing like a little blood and excitement for a party. So it's
I know it seems ridiculous, but the Friendsgiving is actually on my bucket list, guys. I've never been to one. I've never made it.
I was gonna ask Ben, am I crazy? I know I was drunk, but was that not like one of the more fun Friendsgivings that we've ever had?
No, it was a blast. It was a great time. I mean, I give a lot of credit to the fire pit. That the new fire pit, the centralized focus point of the night. Everybody was talking about it. It was a big topic. No, it was a good time. We had a good time. The karaoke was a ton of fun. Well, I mean, pseudo karaoke, whatever. The sing along that we had going on throughout the night was fun.
Budrow karaoke right there.
Budrow karaoke.
Is it just like everybody as a group singing together?
Yeah, I came to the realization a few years ago that I do not want children handling microphones anymore. It drives me insane. It's just like one of my pet peeves is hearing kids on the microphone, And by the way, is my microphone even working? I don't know. And so a few years ago, we changed our karaoke where we just put up YouTube and you can actually put in the karaoke version of songs and it'll put the lyrics right up there with the music video. And then everybody sings along instead of just one person singing. You got everybody.
Oh, so no mics involved at all. just
No
sing.
mics involved.
I like
no
it.
solos. No solo
like it.
singing. It's.
I do.
Yeah,
like
no,
it.
it's a blast. It's a blast.
I think the highlight for me was Jeff's out sitting by the fire pit, and I'm asking people if they have any requests, right? And a few people were like, "No, I don't have anything," but a few people were like, "Yeah, let's do this song, let's do that song." Mostly kids. When I went out there, Jeff was like, kind of quietly, just to me, "Hey, can you put on a Cannonball?" I'm like, "Oh, by Miley Cyrus?" He's like, "Yeah." But yeah. So I put on Cannonball next, and somebody asked me, because we're in there singing, and it's still the verse part of the song, "Who requested this song?" And right as I say it, I go, "Oh, you'll never believe it was actually Jeff." And right as I say that, he busts in, "I came in like a wrecking ball." Oh, that's what the song's called, "Wrecking Ball," not
Wrecking Ball. Yeah.
Oh, it was hilarious, dude. I was.
And this is the new full bearded Jeff, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Full beard,
I heard about that too from Benny.
Yeah. He looked good.
I don't know how we didn't get this moment on video of Jeff all of a sudden bursting into song, but it was a classic moment.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's
No,
great.
it was good. It was quite fun. Yeah. No, it was a great. Yeah. Overall, it was a great Friendsgiving. Good
Nice.
turnout, good people, great music.
Yeah, we'd love to have you out one of these times, Matt. We got a surprise visit. Not so much of a surprise to me, but about a week before Friendsgiving, Josh and Jamie had texted me and said that they were passing through California and do I have a room they could stay in. So it was nice to have some out of towners here. We've had out of towners in the past. I think the Habs came to at least one after they've moved, and the Metcalfs. And
they were
it's
there
always
last
nice
year,
to
weren't
have-
they? Or 2 years ago, the Habs, right? That
I don't
California 2-week trip. Yeah.
Yeah. It's always
it
nice
was-
to have out of towners for Friendsgiving.
It was
Yeah.
good having Josh and Jamie there. It was fun. It was a good time.
I'll make it eventually. Eventually.
By the way, do you think we can go 45 minutes without talking about football?
I was
No,
You
not
know
after
what's
my
so-
week.
It's so funny. I almost texted the group when you guys said, "Are you ready to do this?" I almost texted, "As long as we don't talk any football, I'm in."
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I think me and Ben are over it. We're over talking football.
Although I
Oh,
did,
come on, do it for the league.
Hey, I had a huge win this week. You know what I mean? I fucking kicked the shit out of Justin. That was a big win.
You
for
did.
me.
You're in the 170s, if I remember right.
Yeah,
Something like that?
170s.
Yeah.
Woo-woo.
Yeah.
I find that if it's just my main league that I'm out of, then I still am interested in football because of the Niners. Or if it's just the Niners that are bad, I'm still interested in football. But and the funny thing is I'm still alive in several leagues. I mean, as you guys know, I play in 16 leagues, and I think my main league is the only league that I'm actually out of it. Right? I'm still a playoff contender in almost every league. But the combo of being out of it in the main league and the 49ers, basically at this point, I feel like it's a lost season. The combo of those two things has really kind of got me not wanting to watch football this week. I've started, watching shows that I've been kind of putting in my queue for a while, and I've been watching some old movies. I haven't digested any football content all week.
So this week is your own true thoughts. No regurgitation, no nothing. This is pure Nate football. Fuck it, he's out.
As I'm saying this, I'm realizing I still send you guys links in the 49er thread.
You're never out, dude. You're just doing a little palate cleanser. I know what you're doing.
You just sent us one like 2 minutes ago.
I can't control what comes up in my 49 or my Twitter feed, and half of it's 49er stuff. So.
Well, I mean, technically you can.
Well,
who you follow, who you don't, but you know.
Okay,
so dude, come on. Yeah. Give me my props this week and taking down the big dog with Kevontae Turpin. Come on.
Yeah, it was a big
it's
win.
Called manufacturing a win right there. That's good shit.
Yeah, that was one of the more impressive kickoff returns that I'd seen in quite some time. I didn't actually get to see it live because I was in the other room, but I came back. Jeff actually came over to watch football on Sunday morning, and he was like, "Oh, you got to watch this one. You got to watch it." And so I watched it, and it was pretty impressive. I'm not as impressed with you beating Jeff. I mean, I'd done that, so it's.
Whoa! I guess if you've done it, it is not that impressive.
Exactly. I mean, he's one of my 4 wins this year. So, I mean, how hard could it be?
Well, I beat you and I beat him. So damn.
So Bro v Bro, you didn't change your name for this week. That's hilarious.
Didn't change it. No.
Yeah. Yeah, you took him down 125 to 122. You know?
Yeah, he had a really down week. I get
Yeah.
that. But I was without London and Higgins. I mean, my two biggest receivers this time of year. So that,
Damn,
if
Sean.
Alec Pierce would have got one touchdown, I would have blown him out. He missed one or two. That would have been huge.
You set yourself up on the pod last week with a little jinx there, and as I was watching it back, I was kind of disappointed in myself that I didn't call you out on it, because you came out and said on the podcast, "Well, I'm gonna lose to Jeff this week. I've already counted that as a loss." And
Yeah.
I'm watching it back, and I'm like, "How come me and Ben just let that slide? Neither one of us said anything about the weenie jinx there."
Yeah, that's true. We did.
Because it was Jeff, and he's taking down everybody except you and me now. We're his only two losses, right?
Oh, wow. You guys gonna get
Lost
you guys gonna get like shirts made and shit? Like you gonna have like matching t-shirts?
Oh,
Yeah, it's something
what do you
cute.
think about that? Yeah. Maybe.
I mean, if I thought Jeff was the best team in our league, maybe it would be impressive. But I think far and away,
Sean.
there's a team. Yeah, Sean is by far the best team. Especially, I mean, he's got Saquon, he's got Chase. Just those two players alone.
Dude, 255 rushing yards. 255. Like that's just, is that fake? That seems fake. Like, how is that even possible?
He had two touchdowns over 70 yards apiece.
That's just
140, almost 150 yards in just two runs.
56 points by one man.
And he's got Lamar
and Sutton and
and this team. Now I will say, a lot of his guys are going to be hit and miss, like a DJ Moore type, Amari Cooper, but. And so, yeah, one bad game from Saquon in the playoffs and he's sunk, or one bad game from Jamar and he might be sunk. But if those guys keep doing what they're doing, I don't see how Jeff or anybody beats Sean this year. It just doesn't.
Sean's averaging
got to be the odds-on favorite.
Yeah, he's averaging like 8 points a game more than anybody.
I mean, he
else
didn't even
year.
have Chase last week, and he still fucking put up those numbers.
200 plus points.
Hey,
you know
I've been high score twice this year. Come on, guys, don't count me out.
No, I'm just saying, like, his team would have been even more ridiculous last week if Chase was playing and at full strength. Yeah, Sean's team looks pretty damn scary. I'm just hoping to play spoiler at some point.
Yeah, it's less fun playing spoiler when. I mean, yeah, I do want to beat Josh just because he's got this streak against me for some reason of beating me.
Yeah.
But listen, last year I did rootin' rankings, right? The guys that are left in it that I'm rooting for.
Rootin' rankings, yeah.
Rootin' rankings, yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
And I haven't officially typed up any rootin' rankings yet, but I mean, I pretty much know them. I mean, I've committed them not only to memory but to my soul. I know which guys I want to do well. And it's the guys that have never won, Jeff excluded. He doesn't count. He's still new. Fuck Jeff. I don't want him to win anything yet.
Yeah.
Let's wait until he's in the league for about 5-6 years before he wins something.
Sounds good.
But the guys that have never won, the Ryan, Josh, and Justin, those are my rooting rankings. Those are the guys that I root for to finally get their first one. And, I would say Ryan probably more so than Josh, only because I know Ryan cares more. Right? Can we agree to that? Like Ryan actually cares about this, like it would mean something to him to actually win this thing a little bit more than I think Josh.
Well, I don't know. I'm not going to say that. I don't know if I believe that at all.
No.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Well, I mean, why? Okay, let's break that down. Why do you think Josh doesn't care as much as Ryan does about winning? That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. Let's go on a tangent. Why do you think?
That's an interesting question. I mean, part of it probably is just my own bias because I know how invested Ryan is by how often he texts me about football and how often he talks about this league and how active he is in the thread and all those sort of things. And Josh is sort of like, he plays in the fantasy league. It's fun, but to him, it's kind of like more of like a side hobby than it is something that he's, as invested in. He doesn't play in any other leagues with us. He's never done the guillotine or the side leagues or any of those sort of things. So I just feel like it's something that would matter more to Ryan than Josh. I could be wrong.
No, valid. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just curious of what your reasons were. You explained them well. I get it.
Now, I don't think Ryan stands a chance this year. But then again, I don't know how Ryan keeps winning, and he's won.
He won it with 88 points this week, right? Like 88 to 85 or some shit like that. He won it under 100 points.
What?
That's what it was like when I looked at it last. Maybe he broke 100, but
no, he got 96, so he beat Joe.
That's crazy. That's
96
crazy,
to
dude.
88. Yeah.
96 to 88.
96 to 88.
Wow.
Ryan's team is not good. I mean, he's got those two stud running backs, Gibbs and Hall.
He lost all his receivers.
And now they're saying Hall is dealing with a knee injury, might not play this week. So he's really just got Gibbs and then his quarterback, Jalen Hurts. He got Evans back, and Evans can have boom weeks. We know that, but I just don't see Ryan as having a championship level squad. So then if I'm rooting for a guy that's never won it before, that gives me, Josh or Justin, and I'm playing Josh this week. So it's a little bit of a dichotomy. I'm feeling a little torn on the inside. Do I really want to beat him that bad?
Yeah, I saw the text earlier. I get it. So it sounds like you should be rooting for me as the underdog. Because the big dogs are out there. We know who they are. They're great teams. Scrappy little guy playing, kickoff returners just to try and get a win. Get on my side, buddy.
Where are you at? You're 6-6.
6-6.
Are you in the playoffs right now?
I think I am. If I win out, yes. I think I am in the playoffs.
Well, right now, as the playoff bracket looks, it's Jeff on a bye, Ryan facing Steve, Alex and Matt, and then Sean on a bye. So
it looks like the 6th seed is either going to be Matt or Josh. So if it's going to be Matt or Josh, then yeah, I mean, I kind of want Josh to. I guess Josh has to beat me this week to make that a reality. So Matt, if you at any point feel unhappy with my lineup decisions, feel free to accuse me of collusion.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. No. Oh, speaking of that, do you guys flip over to Empire and look at Dre's team right now? Because I'm playing him. Yeah. Yeah, he's got jokes. He's got jokes.
Oh, because he's playing against you?
Yeah, because he's playing against me, and I called him a super tanker, or didn't call him it. I was asking. But look at his team lineup right now.
What's his team name in that one? Oh, Empire State of Mind.
Yeah.
Empire State of Mind.
Look at who's on his bench.
Who?
Yeah, he's got a
when I looked at it like 2 hours ago, he had all his studs on his bench and all his other guys up.
Yeah.
He only had like 58 points.
He fixed it.
He fixed it.
Oh, he did. So I thought he was just trolling me. I thought he was just trolling me. Oh, you call me a super tanker. Look at this.
Well, you're assuming that Dre watches the pod.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Hey, everybody hears about the pod one way or another.
I mean,
you guys talk about it at Friendsgiving, right?
Oh yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah,
it was big in the circle around the fireplace. Yeah, it was huge.
Dre told us that he doesn't watch the pod when we asked him, and when he was on the pod, he said he had never seen an episode. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. I mean, it's possible he taps in every once in a while. Okay. But when I hit him up to do a wellness check, I asked him, hey, when we talked about it on the pod, we noticed that you didn't set your lineup. So maybe he went and looked at that episode. Oh, they were talking about me? Yeah, it's possible.
I mean, I thought he was being playful. I liked it. I thought it was funny.
I don't think so. That's funny. Let's go back to the main league real quick. I had a quick question about the division in the underrated division. Because right now Alex is 6-6. Everybody Bobby and Justin Jake are like is that still close enough? That division still close enough that they could be not me myself because I'd have to win out to have the
Actually,
same.
You could win out, Ben. And
I could win.
You could be the lead of that division.
Right? No, he can't.
Oh, tied for the lead. Tied.
No, because
we could all tie. We could all tie with the same record, but the tiebreakers would kick in, right? Wouldn't that?
There's not even going to be a tiebreaker. Think about it. Best case scenario is you catch Alex, right? Because he's 2 games ahead of you. You're 2 games back, right? So even if you catch Alex, what's that mean? Bobby and Justin still have to play each other, and they still have to play Alex too, right? So if you're counting on them to beat Alex for you to catch Alex, that means they're also going to get an extra win. There's no way for you to actually have.
I wasn't talking about me. I was just talking about how close the division is. There's a chance that it could still, like the other divisions are kind of like 8-4, 9-3.
Oh, there's only one division that's locked up. That's my division with Jeff locking it up. Every other division can switch still. In my eyes, I mean, I didn't do the exact math, but
who did you play last week, Ben?
I played Justin.
Okay, so you played Justin. That means you still have to play against Bobby and Alex. I know that you said you're not talking about yourself. Somebody's going to finish this division with at least 7 wins. Okay.
Yeah.
It could be potentially 8 wins, which is Alex, but somebody's going to win with at least 7. So you're not going to be the first seed. One of those 3 guys will be, but if there's a tie, when it comes to divisions, the first tiebreaker is going to be heads up. But then if they both played each other and they both won a game, so earlier this season, one guy wins, then the other guy wins, then you go to division record. And right now, the person that's leading in that edge would be Alex. He's got a 3-1 division record. Bobby's at 1-3.
But if Justin beats him, they could. I'm just saying you were saying before, like you were rooting for Justin or Josh, so there's a chance Justin could still get up there.
Oh, absolutely. Justin can win this division, and I'll tell you how. Justin's 2 games back on Alex. Even if they tie for the division lead,
Yeah,
then if they have the same division record, because Justin wins his next 2 games, or one, he's only 1 game back on the division record.
yeah.
If they have the same division record, it's going to go to points. And Justin's got a huge point lead on Alex. He's got a 200-point lead on him. So Justin, I think, is just as good a chance to win the division as Alex does. It's just a matter of what's going to happen these next 2 weeks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So there's an opportunity for somebody like Justin, or I don't know about you said Josh too, right?
Yeah, well, Josh is only a game back.
He's 2 games back right now.
But Josh is tied with Matt for the wild card spot.
So check this out, guys. Let's throw this into it. This is just a fun twist. I just saw I have a winning record against everybody that's in the playoffs right now. So I have tiebreakers against everybody. I have Joe, Josh, Alex, Sean, Jeff. Yeah, so all 5 that are in the playoffs right now I have tiebreakers against. That's kind of cool
Bobby?
for me. Huh?
What about Bobby?
Is he in it? I did lose against Bobby. Okay, I lost against Bobby.
5-7. Yeah,
right.
Bobby's 5-7, so it's potential that you could have a tiebreaker scenario with him.
Okay, so he's the only guy who has a tiebreaker over me right now. That's cool. That's a good thing for me.
Who's the guy who's on the bubble? If we're looking at this right now, who's the guy who's
me,
like
Josh, Bobby,
you, Josh, Bobby, Justin?
Anybody at 6-6 or 5-7 really is who you should pretty much are bubble guys.
Yeah, Matt and Josh are tied at 6-6, and only one of them can have a playoff spot. But they could both lose the playoff spot if they lose the next 2 games. And Bobby, Joe, or Justin can come up and take that last wild card spot.
That would be crazy.
But like we talked about, Justin could also jump all the way up and take the division lead against Alex. And if he does that, then Alex would be competing for a wild card spot. So you also have to have a tiebreaker against Alex. There's a lot of moving parts still.
Yeah, there's still a lot of scenarios that could pop up. Yeah, it's cool. It's fun to look at.
There's only 2 teams that are eliminated from playoff contention, and those 2 teams are on this pod right now.
Yeah, yeah, I know that.
So should we invite some winners on so people don't have to listen to us losers talking about this?
Probably we should.
I'll hold it down for the winners. Come on.
All right, you can hold it down.
Actually, I'm 6-6, 500. I'm not even a winner.
That is interesting though when we were looking at Sean's team, because like he is so dependent on those couple players. You know what I mean? Like those couple guys really have to step up every week for him.
He didn't draft studs and duds, but it's ended up studs. Fucking studs.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and if you recall, he made that big trade preseason for Chase, right? Yeah. And I was thinking about this the other day because if you remember, Sean was the first person to make the trade, and then I sniped him on that Chase trade.
Yeah.
And then he came through and he sniped me at the last moment. And when he sniped me, he kind of did me dirty a little bit because he texted me like an hour before the snipe period was over and was like, "I'm not gonna snipe you. It's over with. You know, enjoy having Chase. Blah blah blah."
Oh yeah.
I remember it clear as day. And then at the very last minute, he was like, "Just kidding," and he sniped me.
That was Snipegate 1. I forgot. Yeah.
And I thought for a second, just because of how he did me dirty, I almost thought about, even though I didn't want to pay a penny more to Bobby for Chase. I mean, I really felt like I had paid enough. I thought about offering just a little bit more just to snipe Sean, just because he did that to me at the last moment. And looking back on it, obviously I should have done that. Not only because by doing that, I would have Chase all year, but also by doing that, it would have blocked me from doing the CMC trade.
Yes.
And so what a different season I would have had if I would have just stabbed my buddy in the back one more time. And let that be a lesson to all of you. Stab your buddy in the back one more time.
Dude, that's like a great song right there.
I was just
you should write that shit, dude.
Great song lyric. Yeah. It is a great song lyric.
Yeah. Okay, let's play this.
Sorry. No. I was just gonna say we kind of broke down why my team did. I had a couple of bad injuries. I had a lot of bad luck this year playing against guys who had.
You didn't trade.
I did trade. I didn't trade enough, but Nate, like, was the CMC thing like your downfall this year, or would you say that you drafted poorly you didn't have the best draft? Both.
I didn't have a good draft. I've already mentioned it on the pod, so we won't rehash it. But my draft was too safe. I didn't get any superstars.
Got it.
And that was the whole reason I went after Chase and CMC, because I needed at least one superstar. And by the way, we already talked about how my team would have been at least 2 wins better, like after week 9, if I had not made that trade. So I would have been in playoff contention.
Yeah.
But I was counting this whole time on CMC coming back and being CMC, right? This whole time I'm counting on, okay, if I just get to his bye week 9, and then he comes back, and then I add him to these guys I already have with Chuba and Kenneth Walker and these receivers, Tank and Downs. But the problem is CMC is not the same guy that he was last year, or at least he hasn't been yet.
Yeah.
I saw a stat the other day that showed that his top speed so far in the 3 games that he's played, he still hasn't reached last year's worst game. So last year,
but his lateral quickness is so good.
Yeah, his lateral quickness is great.
He goes that way so fast,
and which is notable. It's notable that he hasn't even matched last year's, because last year he actually had an injury in like week 12, and after week 12 there was a major dip in his top speed. If you look at this graph, it's like he's top of the league, and all of a sudden after that injury it dips. He still hasn't reached that yet.
Damn.
My dynasty outlook on him, not dynasty. Sorry, my redraft for him next year has really changed this year. I think from what I've seen.
Well, of course, yeah.
Unless he finishes it super amazing, which I don't see happening because of our team, not necessarily because of him. Yeah, big change.
And I have so many CMC shares, and if I was not a Niner fan, if I was unbiased, the smart thing would have been, after he had that year that he had last year at 27 years old, that going into his age 28 year, he's the number 1 draft pick consensus on every draft board. The smart money would have been trade him in every dynasty you have him in. And I didn't. And the reason I didn't is because I'm a contender in all my dynasties. And I just felt like I'm going to squeeze 1 more year out of him, and then I'll deal with the consequences, not knowing that last year I was squeezing wasn't actually going to be a productive year.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I made a mistake in all those leagues, right?
Couldn't
I'm
quit
carrying
him
him in like 5-6 leagues.
It's hard to quit, and it's hard to quit.
Hard to quit that guy, dude,
Yeah.
for sure.
$60 for Derrick Henry, 32 for McCaffrey, 22 for Aaron Jones, 14 for James Cook, 13 for London, and $1 for Devontae Adams. I missed out on.
You have a hard time with those odd D names, brother.
Yeah, I know.
You've had trouble with D names this year. Yeah.
I didn't get one of the guys I tried to get today.
There's still a fuck ton of guys out there. Dude.
I know.
I was so surprised at how
doing?
few,
I was like,
how
what is he
few
doing,
waivers
man?
went through.
Okay. So we're talking about guillotine now.
Yeah.
Come
Dude,
on.
I thought
so
you were reading
amazing.
off like Jeff's
No,
team
come
or
on.
something. Like
No.
Dude,
So wait,
only
what
like
was
6
that?
guys got picked up. There's so many great
Henry
guys out there still.
Circumciser. Is that you, Nate? Circumciser?
Yeah, I got Henry.
You got him for 60.
Yeah.
What was the second highest bid?
39.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I only had 64 left. And I
Extra.
thought, you know what?
Oh,
Hey,
that's
if you're gonna go broke-
awesome. Nice
You can't go
spin.
broke for anybody. Go broke for Henry.
Yeah. The extra super.
Over CMC.
The extra super duper. Is that Steve?
I just wanted to see you.
Super duper would be
The extra
Steve.
Steve. Yeah, he spent 32. The next on McCaffrey. Next
I
was
thought he was
5.
out over the weekend. I guess I
No.
didn't follow you guys' message as well.
Steve
I
got
thought
really
some-
close to getting kicked out, but he survived by he basically needed Derrick Henry to have a crap game and score no touchdowns, which Derrick Henry ended up having like 140 yards, but he didn't score any touchdowns. So Steve
Right.
survived last week.
Okay.
Yeah, and he also got Aaron Jones for 22. The next highest bidder was 3. And then James Cook went to the Cake Eaters for 14. Next highest bidder was 4. Drake London went to Chop for 13. Next highest bidder was 2. You overspent there, bud.
Oh, I had him in for like 4.
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, let's
And
talk about Steve for a second, because
Okay.
as we know, last week we kind of busted his balls a little bit because he didn't spend any money. He had $303 in Fab, didn't spend a penny of it.
Yeah.
And we thought maybe he forgot to do his bids. Well, he told us after he watched the pod, I didn't forget. I just didn't want to pay that much for these guys.
Yeah.
And what I didn't want to say at the time that I'm willing to say now, because I'm out of Fab money, is you only have a few more weeks to spend it, because after week 14, the Fab bids don't exist anymore, right? So basically, there's only 2 more Fab periods, this week and next week. And he didn't want to spend his $300. What are you saving it for, bro? This week, again,
The studs are already on teams right now. I mean,
Well, that's what I'm
well,
saying. I'm
this
looking
week,
at.
for example, a Derrick Henry becomes available, and all Steve had to do, the highest person, was me. I think at 64. All he had to do was put a $65 bid in,
60.
and Derrick Henry is his.
60. He only had to pay 61.
Well, I had 64 total, so he could have done 65 and guaranteed himself
Copy that.
that Derrick Henry was his.
Copy.
wait, what's
but-
his team name? Super or regular one?
The extra super fun.
Extra. Okay. I'm looking to pull up his team. Mahomes, Bijan, Jacobs.
Now he went and
Brown.
got CMC, which is great, but I think there's no question that Derrick Henry's been more consistent this year, right? So I guess I'm just wondering, does he think that he can spend fab? And Steve, I know you're going to watch this and you're going to tell us how we're all wrong and you're right.
Yeah,
did you think you could spend your fab throughout the whole season, or did you know that it ended after week 14?
Well, and also, I mean, just look at his team. He has Darius Slayton, Tyler Lockett. Those guys have nothing. Are not worth a thing on your team. You could have had Drake London. I mean, for $13. Like, who wouldn't want London over those guys? Like, that's just not good process if he doesn't think. If he thinks that Lockett and Slate need to be on his bench. I mean, I know he doesn't.
You can't start him anyways.
But he did it.
You can't start him anyways. You can only start how many guys you can start. I mean, that's the
He's
one thing about
Jaden Reed, who's so inconsistent.
Well, yeah, you can't start him, but you can block other people from having him, right?
Yeah.
So like I picked up Derrick Henry, and by getting Derrick Henry, it means I'm going to have to bench James Conner, right? Because I can only start Alvin Kamara, Jahmyr Gibbs, Kenneth Walker, and Derrick Henry. I can't start Conner anymore. That doesn't mean I'm going to drop Conner. I'm going to hold Conner to block you from starting him, right?
Oh, obviously. Yeah, I get it.
Same reason I'm holding DeAndre Swift or Tyrone Tracy. And so it just doesn't make any sense at this stage of the game to reserve your money unless you think you can spend it all season. And maybe Steve didn't realize you couldn't spend it all season.
Dude, my bench could probably beat some teams. These teams are ridiculous, guys. I'm teasing. I'm just joking, but these fucking teams are ridiculous this time. My bench is Jonathan Taylor, Drake London, Metcalf, Marvin Harrison, Amari Cooper. I mean, it's just fucking. These teams are crazy this time of year. Yours is great too. All of everybody.
This is what Ben did last week when I said something like that. Well, congratulations for you.
Yeah,
congratulations.
Congrats. Yeah, good job.
I don't think he used that tone though.
That and
I just gotta say your tone lately.
We'll see.
So what you're saying is you don't like my impression of the.
It's not what you say; it's how you say it, Nate.
This is how you guys sound to me. So
I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna see if I can squeak by one more week with this team. But I don't know.
You got to make it 3 more weeks, man, to get in the money. What is there? 6 teams left?
5?
No, 6 left.
Is there 6?
And 3 are in the money. So 3 more people are going to be eliminated.
If I can get through this week. Oof.
You've been saying that for 6 weeks. I love it.
Know.
And you made it the whole time, dude.
I know. Good. It's I've been
See what happens when we make him pay for his own team, Nate? He actually stays involved. He does it,
Isn't that great?
I've been making moves, been picking people up. I missed out on all the guys though. I learned a valuable lesson. Not
on like week 2 or 3 last time.
Week 1, wasn't it?
Was it that
No,
early?
you were in for a few weeks, but what was notable about that is that we already rehashed that you didn't pay for that team. It was sponsored, but you told us the reason you got eliminated is you just weren't paying attention to it. You weren't even logging in and looking at it.
Yep. Nobody cares what they get for free. Nobody cares what they get.
I forgot about it. And this year I made the crucial mistake of spending my money too early. So
all right. So here's what I want to talk about. I want to go to Dynasty, Ben. We're under 5 minutes left.
Do we really have to talk about that?
I know, dude. It's brutal. And I know I'm going to give you a hard time.
Doubled me up.
Listen.
Over doubled me up.
You made a big trade.
Without all my guys.
You're not even in the playoff race, dude. You're not even in the playoffs after you made that big trade. What do you...
I'm not in the playoffs.
What?
I'm not in the playoffs yet.
You're 6-6 right now, and Sean is in the playoffs at 6-6, so it's the same as Matt and Josh in the other league. You still could definitely make it, and you have the players in your team to make a run. I'd be more interested to see if somebody can knock Bobby out of the playoffs. I mean, what a fall from grace after he won 2 in a row, and then was in the championship again last year. What a fall from grace if he misses the playoffs this year with basically the same team.
What? Oh, he's at 7-5, but he's locked in. I mean, not locked in, but yeah. Okay.
Not locked in.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I made the trade. I made a few trades and I thought it might help, but it didn't. So what are you gonna do?
Do you regret the trades?
No, I'm still happy. Okay. I mean, I think the cup trade, whatever. He's, Nathan's team was dominant to begin with, so like it's not like adding that one piece is like pushed him over the top, and that me losing that one. What
did I give you for him again?
Oh shit, I don't remember.
Ben, you should be able to beat Dre to the playoffs. I mean, you're scoring, I don't know, 20 more points a game than him on average?
I believe Diggs was involved in that trade. I think it was Diggs and another piece.
Oh yeah, Diggs and something else, and then I lost Diggs to injury, so that
Right, but at the
hurt
time
me.
you made the trade, it's because Cup was going to be out for several weeks. He was going to be out for 6 or 8 weeks,
Yeah,
and Diggs was playing and playing well.
yeah,
So you doing that trade was a win now move. And Diggs, I mean, he's younger than Cup, right? So I mean, he should have a longer shelf life, or they're about the same age. So I don't think there was any problem with doing the trade at the time. It was a win now move.
yeah. I'm not.
I don't think there was either.
I don't.
I'm not trying to say he did it wrong.
The same with the Lamar trade. You know what I mean? Like I don't mind giving up those draft picks to get Lamar. I mean, Lamar's going to be good for the next 5 years. You know what I mean? So I'm not.
Well, especially since Purdy's going to be off our team next year. So I mean, you're not going to have him to play. So
off our team.
I'm just
Off the
teasing.
team.
But
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of guys. Now I get it. It's east of the Rockies, so it's different news than you guys get out there. But a lot of people are saying there's absolutely no way you can pay Purdy. There's no way you can pay Purdy next year. Too many injuries. That shoulder's not right. It's been going on for multiple years now. And when they put Brandon Allen in, a bunch of the guys out here were saying, "Oh, the one good thing about him is now you'll actually be able to throw some deep passes down the field. Like Brock just
How'd that
doesn't have
turn
the
out?
deep ball, huh?"
How'd that turn out?
Yeah.
How did those deep passes turn out? What did Brandon Allen do?
Dude, I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying that's what I'm hearing out here. What do you guys think? I mean, do you still think after this season, Brock's the guy that we should be paying 30, 40, $50 million a year to be our franchise quarterback?
Good. Let's spend the last minute and a half talking about 49ers real quick because this is important. When I saw that Brock got injured, my first thought was that sucks. This season's probably a lost season anyways. I hope Brandon Allen comes in and plays really good. Because if Brandon Allen plays really good, we're going to save a shitload of money next year because Brock is not going to have the leverage to get a $50 million contract. Because they're going to be able to go to him and say, why would we pay you $50 million when Brandon Allen held the team together after you got injured? But the fact that Brandon Allen looked as bad as he looked, I mean, worse than I've seen a quarterback play for the Niners since, I don't know, fucking Brian Hoyer. I mean, he looked horrible. I think Brock's stock just went back up. And yes, the shoulder is a concern. But what are you going to do? I mean, what are you going to replace him with? Do I think they're going to pay him $50 million?
He could have finished out the season.
I do think they're going to pay him $50 million. Do I think that he's going to break the bank with a $65 million contract? Probably not. But I think he's going to settle right in that $50 million mark there. And he's probably worth it.
Man, I don't know. I'm wavering is all I'm saying. I like Brock. I got his jersey. I'll wear it. I support him 100%. Maybe the right call. I'm just wavering a little bit right now because he gets hurt. And that's hard to build your team around a guy that gets hurt. Especially when it's your throwing shoulder.
What I read
times.
this week is that the shoulder might be a byproduct of when he had the elbow injury a few years ago in the playoffs. Doctors had recommended that he do a full reconstruction, but under advice from some people in the team, they decided not to do a full reconstruction. Instead, just did a repair. And they're saying that repair may be what's leading to this.